done it, we've updated, we've got a new tow rig. A new tow rig to take you on our adventures with us when we go out to explore life and to restore the soul. And that's what we want to do. We want to do outdoor activities that restores your soul. But to do that, we need the equipment. And our boating's a big part of that. So we've got a new tow rig. And against all my lifetime in vehicles of 25 to 30 years, I've gone aboard a GWM. I never thought that day would come. But we were looking for a second-hand Toyota, and the problem, we had to pay the same amount of money for one of those with 200,000 Ks, 35, 36 grand, as we did for a brand new 7-year warranty, brand new car, so we went with the new one. This car's got all the creature comforts. It's got cruise control, power steering, a fantastic assembly inside of all the CarPlay, Apple Play, everything like that. It really has got everything you need in the car. What does that mean for you? Well, it means that you're going to have to spend some time in the car with your teenager teaching you how to do everything. It's been a bit of a learning curve for me, learning how to use everything in this car. It's not easy, but once you got it, it's no dramas. Another thing about the tray that I really particularly like, two things, that I really like about the tray, is that it's all lined, which is really good. That's a great part of it because ute linings are really handy but quite expensive, so it comes stock standard with the ute lining. The second part that I really love about the back of this ute is look at the struts on this thing. Nice and easy to put up. When you want to put it down, you just let it go and down she comes without the thud. That's really good. I quite like that. Now the vehicle is constant four-wheel drive, so it's always in four-wheel drive. I guess in the old terms, four-wheel drive high. Why is that good for you? Well, in the mid-90s, I think it was, Subaru was one of the leaders in this all four-wheel drive in regards to a safety aspect. So it's all four-wheel drives are always turning, and it makes a huge difference to your active control of the vehicle. So at any time you're driving in the vehicle, in the wet weather, the dry, wherever, there's always four wheels turning, which gives you, it's like having 4 feet on the ground instead of 2 feet on the ground. Also have the ability to go into four-wheel drive low, and it's a genuine four-wheel drive low, not like a lot of vehicles which you can go into four-wheel drive low, but it's kind of a bit of a play thing. They really only have four-wheel drive high. The Touareg is a classic example of that. So four-wheel drive low goes nice and low, and you can go anywhere, and also got a rear limited slip diff which you just put in. It's powered by an 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox. Very good, very smooth. Quite impressive with the gear ranges in this vehicle. So the cannon is quite big. In fact, it's huge. It's 5.4 metres long and 1.93 metres high. It's one of the biggest in its capacity or in its class, which gives you heaps of room in the back there, as you can see, and it is classified as a 1-ton genuine ute. Now, what does that mean for you? What does it mean for the soccer mums on Sunday? Well, I tell you what, you can fit a lot of soccer balls in the back of there, and actually, even on the day where it gets annoying, you can fit a lot of kids in the back of there as well. But the ute is at 5.4 metres long, 1.9 metres high, heaps of room in the back, in the tailgate, and for hubby, you know, you can put a ton in there of your, whatever you want to put a ton of in there, you can. Lots of room. So in the inside of a car, it's beautiful. We've got nice chairs. We've got our screen here with all sorts of different goodies in it. I will, like I said before, if you're not technically apt, it does take a little while to get used to all this. It took me in quite a while. We ended up getting our daughter and son in, and they taught us everything in 30 seconds. But if you're not used to this stuff, just get your kids. They'll show you how to do everything. It's got the climate control, your cameras, your limited slip diff locker, rear diff locker here. Your hill descent, you can turn your LSD off. A gearbox here, so it says an 8-speed gearbox. All in all, inside's quite ergonomically designed, practical and helpful, and goes quite well. Everything you need to do. Now, my dislikes in the P series Cannon. One is, I've got to tell you that this DFP burning, everyone says you get used to it. It is a pain in the arse. DPF burning. This DPF burning is a pain in the arse. I would suggest to you that, particularly on our trip to the Northern Territory and back, and we've found the same since we've got back, it's doing a DPF burn basically every tank of fuel. Every 1 tank of fuel, it does a DPF burn, which is fine if you're out on the highway, but when you're in town and it goes into limp mode, it's a bona fide pain pain in the bottom. However, once you start to learn how it works and what you need to do, and you work around it, and you know how to do a manual DFP burn, once you know how to do a manual DPF burn, it's not too bad, and you kind of start to get used to it, and you just deal with it. The cruise control whilst you're towing is poor. At 110, 120 kilometers an hour with a boat on the back, it would not hold its speed. Had to keep lowering the gear range, and then I just gave up because it just couldn't hold the speed. It was terrible. I've never seen it in a car before. And my last dislike is every time I get in, I hit my head here. This is, I don't know why it is, but I do it, and it's about knocked myself out once. The likes. Beautiful ride for a 1-ton ute that can hold a ton in the back. The ride is amazing for a 1-ton ute. I like all the, I love the value for money. I love the warranty. I like the way it drives. It's quite capable off-road. And just as I say it, Leanne, it's gone into that DPF burn. So it's actually now, as you can see in there, Leanne, it's doing a DPF burn. It'll come up. There we go. So about every tank of fuel is doing a DPF burn. Now the likes, so we're going through the likes. I love the fuel economy. The fuel economy is exceptional. I love having a dual cab ute that actually does ride quite like a car. It really is very impressive. I like the motor and the gearbox pairing. That works quite well together once you get used to it. Just a tip that I would suggest to you, that to always put it into sports mode. Whenever you get a chance, put it into sports mode, because that does the gear changing a lot better. The other tip that I would have for you is if you're towing, to turn off your laneway assist. It's terrible when you're towing having the laneway assist on. And the problem is to get to your little computer inside with all your facts and fuel economy figures and your digital speedo, you can't do it whilst you have the lane assist on. So you're better off just turning the lane assist off, particularly when you're towing, and then also you can access all the inboard computer. But I've got to tell you, value for money is probably the favourite car we've ever had. Is an overall package. A few little things I don't like, but overall has been a great package. We would highly recommend a Great Wall Motors P-Series to anybody.